In Qing Dynasty, the Emperor Kangxi's time, imperial maids were allowed to leave the Forbidden City at 30 years old. The Emperor Yongzheng changed this age to 25. Then all future emperors followed Yongzheng's rule. When imperial maids left the Forbidden City, the biggest problem they faced was marriage. First thing you should know is, in ancient China, a woman wanted to keep single was a very hard thing. Before Ming Dynasty, when a girl reached the marriage age, her parents must arrange her to be married, or they would be punished. In Ming and Qing Dynasty, the government didn't force girls to marry, but culture and ethical code give huge pressure to single women. So generally, women rarely kept single. For imperial maids, the first problem was age. In Qing Dynasty, people usually got married at about 17. When imperial maids leave the inner palace, most good men already got married. Second, compared with normal people, imperial maids were rich. When they worked in the Forbidden City, according to the positions, the monthly fixed salary was from 4 taels silver to 20 taels silver. If they worked as the private maids of the emperor or consorts, they had many chances to get rewards or earn off the books income. While living in the Forbidden City, they needed to pay for food, clothes, or rent. So imperial maids could have many savings. Besides, when retired, imperial maids also got a one-time compensation. For the private maids who served the consorts above Pin, the imperial concubine, this retirement compensation was paid by those consorts, so there wasn't a fixed amount. For other imperial maids, if they served over 15 years, they could get 30 taels silver. If served between 15 to 10, they could get 20 taels silver. Less than 10 years, they could get 10 taels silver. Because imperial maids had savings, they definitely didn't like to marry poor people. Well, for rich people or upper class, they generally had more choice. So they didn't think imperial maids were good wife candidate. Third, imperial maids were hardly to give birth child. Imperial maid was a long-time high-pressure work. For example, when consorts were sleeping, some of her maids must keep awake, just in case this consort had some needs, like drinking water, using the bathroom. In Forbidden City, there wasn't bathroom. For consorts, they could use basket in their room, but imperial maids couldn't. To avoid using bathroom during the night, imperial maids usually didn't eat food or drink water at night when they had duty. In Qing Dynasty, consorts were not allowed to physically punish the imperial maids without proper reasons. But inner court rules didn't clearly indicate what reason was proper. So, from historical records, we can see some imperial maids were punished because of laughing too loud. So, physically heavy burden works and mentally high pressure seriously hurt imperial maids' healthy. In ancient time, the most important thing of marriage was giving birth to child. Because imperial maids' healthy conditions made them hardly have a child, people less likely to marry them. Here are some common endings for imperial maids. First, for imperial maids who were rich and had a strong family background, they had a chance to marry good men as stepwife or concubine. Second, for some imperial maids who couldn't come back to their original families, they could donate their money to the temple, which was run by nuns, and stayed in the temple until passed away. Third, if for some reasons imperial maid couldn't come back to their original family and lost their money, they could work as the maid in some upper class families. In ancient time, there wasn't many work opportunities for women. Meanwhile, those imperial maids came into the Forbidden City when they were teenagers. They didn't have many chances to learn skills of making live. So, being maid almost became the only work they could do. Fourth, if imperial maids couldn't come back original home, didn't find a job, and didn't have money, they usually had to become a prostitute.